Hi. So it's been a while since I've been on here, right? But enough of that, right? So many bloggers, YouTubers, and all that kind of stuff like to explain why they've been gone. I just have a life, and sometimes I just don't get back to this. Nonetheless, I had a really profound thought today. I guess it wasn't so profound as it was a reminder. I was finding myself starting to worry about something, and whenever I start to overthink something, I always think really quickly, how important is this in my life? And since when have I ever gotten the answers that I need to solve any kind of issue or problem in my life by being worried about it? Almost like never. Usually the solution shows up on its own, or either it's after I've forgotten about it and then something pops up, or it was solved already anyway and I was worrying for nothing. And the other day I was listening to Seth Godin. He writes the book called Lynchpin, which kind of is similar to Malcolm Gladwell's Outliers, if you read any of those books. It just talks about a person who has a little bit more to offer in a lot of areas, and they don't necessarily fit inside a box when it comes to their talents and their skill set and stuff. Well, in this book, he mentioned worrying is like preparing for failure. He's like practicing to fail. That's a good one. So he was like, when you have anxiety, you're just practicing failure. And I was like, wow, that's pretty good. I don't want to practice failure. So whenever I find myself on the verge of practicing failure, I always like to think, okay, what is going on? And so today I came in the door and I started thinking, and all of a sudden this little melody hit my head, and it was more than enough, right? Um, and every 2 seconds I was saying, what more than enough? I was filling in a blank, more than enough. Whatever I come up with, my home is more than enough. The car I drive is more than enough. The friends I have, they're more than enough. My love is more than enough. My children are more than enough. And I was just thinking, and I was going on and on and on through things that are important in my life. And I went from the big things to the little things. And it's like another way of being grateful. It's like not only acknowledging those things in your life that you are grateful for, but realizing that the way that they show up in your space, that it's way more than enough than you could ever need. Like we want more because we want more, but we can exist and survive and be happy and thrive in where we're at and what we have. So desiring more doesn't always have to be related to any type of negative dissatisfaction with where you're at. It can be, I have this much, it is more than enough, and I know I'm going to be continued to be blessed and given more than enough of that particular thing, right? My life is abundant. I am an abundant person. I have an abundance of wealth. I have an abundance of wisdom. My resume is more than enough. My experience in my area of expertise is more than enough. The books that I write, they're more than enough. My children and what they're receiving in life is more than enough. My happiness is more than enough. My freedom is more than enough. So think about that. What in your life can you actually put a label on saying that you have more than enough of? Because that is a big deal. The things in our lives that we don't recognize and that we're not grateful for and that we don't acknowledge are things that are always being taken away from us. So remember that. Think about that. If it's something in your life that you're constantly complaining about, or that you're complaining about not having enough of, or that you see as something that's always elusive to you, then it's generally something that's always going to be elusive to you. It depends on how you view it, whether it is something that you will create more of in your life, right? Um, so keep that in mind. I guess that's all I had was a quick snippet. Believe in your life and believe that your dreams and your goals are more than enough. Believe that you have everything that you need and everything that you have is more than enough to take you to the next level. Every time you gain a new level, a new area of prestige, a new strata, some other upward mobility, a new college degree or something, a better understanding, more finances, a better relationship, um, whatever it is you're gaining more of, always remember that you don't have to worry about getting to the next space right quick, because what you have and what you possess is more than enough. And when it's time for you to go to the next level, it's just going to take you there. It's so easy to look around at what other people have and what they're doing and what they're accomplishing and thinking that I'm not doing enough. I got to do more. I got to get more done. But my opinion and my advice in that area, if anybody's interested in listening, anything you create in the spirit of competition, in order to hold on to it, you got to keep the spirit of competition. And you got to think about it. Competition is exhausting. How long do you want to keep that up, right? I mean, and so the best outing is to discard what other people have and what they're doing and where they're going and how much you think you're doing and what you're not. Stop comparing yourself and competing with other people and realize that what you have and where you stand and your internal compass, your greatness, your wisdom, your wealth, your experience, your perception, it's more than enough to take you to the next level of wherever you're trying to get to. So anyway, I hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. As always, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel and you can catch me on Facebook. I have those links all on my homepage of this YouTube page. And I just hope everybody sees their lives as more than enough. When you see everything is more than enough, you don't have time to nitpick at other people or to be ungrateful for what they're not doing for you or judge other people, because you know that they are given more than enough and you are given more than enough. And when you stay on that track, everything that's supposed to be there will stay. Everything that's supposed to leave or you're outgrowing, you're going to outgrow it. It can't not happen. It's like a plant growing in a flower pot. When it's being given everything it has, and when it maximizes on what it has and it sees the water and the dirt and the sunlight that it's getting is more than enough, that plant continues to grow. Yeah, it can have better conditions. Yeah, it can thrive more in certain environments. But when it sees what it has is more than enough, it can't do nothing but outgrow that environment. And then you have to change the pot. I always talk about plants because I got some and there's some that need changing now. And when you don't change the pot, like I talked about in another video, when you don't let yourself outgrow circumstances and situations and realize that you are more than enough, then you kind of stunt your growth sometime. And so that's a whole nother topic for another day. Nonetheless, just remember, you have more than enough. I have more than enough. You do. We all have more than enough. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.